Welcome everyone. My name is Jana Mori and I'm the Student Program Advisor in the Career Center at Santa Barbara City College. And we welcome you to the U.S. Customs and Border Protection hiring session today. Today we are going to meet with Claudia Canizales, and she
Yes.
is our presenter today, and I would like to go ahead and hand it over to you, Claudia, and please feel free to share your screen whenever you're ready to as well.
Okay, great. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us or joining me today. I am here to represent U.S. Customs and Border Protection, another agency for you to take a look at if you are interested in pursuing a career in law enforcement. We are part of federal law enforcement, which I will explain in my presentation. So I'll go ahead and start sharing my screen. And let's go here. Stand by. All right, so I think, do you see it? Please give me a little thumbs up if you see the screen. We want to make sure that you guys are able to see the screen.
We can see it.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so Customs and Border Protection, like I said, my name is Claudia Canizales. I'm a program manager as well as a CBP officer. I manage a few programs in the Los Angeles area that get filtered out to our ports. I'm also a CBP officer, meaning that, of course, if anything did go down, I would be able to report to any of the ports or anything as well. So, but I get to work the cool schedule right now, the Monday through Friday schedule. So I'll move on to the next slide. Our mission. All law enforcement agencies have a mission, and our mission is to safeguard America's borders. Pretty much is that we are trying to intercept any terrorist groups, any weapons or drugs to come into our country. And at the same time, we are facilitating our regular trade and travel. So as we know, we have things that are made outside of the United States and get imported. I'm sure you can look at your shirts or your backpacks and you'll see different countries, and it says made in Thailand, made in Mexico, made in China. So all that gets imported into the United States. CBP will have to screen it one way or another, as well as people coming into the country, whether they're coming to visit, whether they're coming on business or coming back from vacation. You know, so if any of you have ever traveled outside the United States, when you come back into the country, you will come across CBP and you have to present certain documentation. So just a little bit about me. CBP, I've been in for about 24 years now, and I still have only done maybe a tad bit of what CBP offers. But I'll go ahead and move on to CBP in itself. It was created in 2003. And when I say created is that our agencies existed, but after 9/11, of course, the world changed completely as well as our country. And our president at the time, he created the Department of Homeland Security, which I'm sure you guys have learned about as well. The Department of Homeland Security was created and our president put existing agencies under that department. For example, the U.S. Customs Service, Immigration Service, Border Patrol, and even agriculture into CBP. So his thought was that all these agencies have something to do in regards to protecting the country. So therefore, why not be placed under a different department? CBP is broken down into different branches. So just think about like in a little umbrella. So as you can see here, we have a department, we fall under the Department of Homeland Security, Customs and Border Protection, and then it's broken down into branches. We have the Border Patrol branch. I'm sure you guys see the Border Patrol agents. They're the ones that wear green, see them on the news a lot. Office of Field Operations, we're the ones that wear the dark blue. And I say we because I'm part of Office of Field Operations. We also have Air and Marine Operations. They wear all colors actually, but a lot of the tans and the darks. And then we have Mission Operations. And I'll explain a little bit about each. Oh, there we go. So Office of Field Operations covers the CBP officer position. Again, we're the ones that wear the dark blue, almost black. If you've traveled outside the United States and came back, and you have spoken to us as CBP officers. We enforce customs law, immigration law, every law that you probably think of, because we're the only ones at that front line. And we have to make sure that anything that's coming into the country or returning is safe to come into our country, and it's not illegal as well. We have over 25,000 officers. We have over 300 ports of entry. And what we mean about ports of entry is that it's a way to come into the United States. So it could be a land border, a seaport, or an airport. Even like a airport can be in the middle of the United States. That is considered a border for us because it's the first entry into the United States. We'll move on to the Border Patrol agent position. These are the ones that wear the green. You see them in the news, unfortunately, a little more. They have more of the action. They actually work in between the ports of entry, meaning that if you come across any Border Patrol agents, you're going the wrong way. They patrol the rigorous environments, the mountains, the deserts, the terrains, all those areas in between the doorway or the entry into the United States. We have over 8,000 miles that we cover with Border Patrol, which would be bordering Canada and Mexico. Again, looking for the same stuff. And we have our air and marine operations. We have different positions with air and marine. They are looking for the same stuff, protecting our skies and our oceans. So we have eyes everywhere, protecting our whole country. Our mission support operations or mission operations, meaning is that we have positions other than the uniformed positions. We don't necessarily just have uniforms. We have all the support positions that will help us do our job. And we have hundreds and hundreds of other non-uniform positions that are ready for day in, day out to help us with our operations. Pay. A lot of people, of course, want to know about how well they pay. For the uniform positions, which I'm going to probably speak about a little bit more, we have this great thing where they automatically will promote us as we come in. So for example, if you come in as a CBP officer, depending on your experience, depending on your education, you can come in at a higher pay versus others. But our basic entry level requirements for CBP officer, you would have to either have the 4-year degree or just 3 years of full-time work, and it's any type of job. So say, for example, you come in as, basic entry eligibility. You come in as a GS5. GS means it's a grade scale. It's just different descriptions and different steps to identify or to describe the salary. A GS5 is roughly around, $40,000 to $45,000 a year. That's just entry first year. And when we say it's going to be roughly, it's never going to be an exact amount because every state is different. We get paid differently in different states depending on the cost of living. So some states have a certain percentage, what they call locality pay, and other states have more or less. It's still an average, so it's not too off, but it is a little extra for those locations like Los Angeles that is super expensive. So for example, if you come in as a GS5, that's your first year, you automatically will be jumping to a GS7, which is about another $50,000 to $60,000 base pay. It's like $9,000 to $10,000 promotion automatically just by making that year anniversary. Then the following year, you do your other year anniversary and you jump to a GS9. And then the following year to GS11, and the following year, a GS12. So you will promote automatically just by making your years until you get to that GS12. So they will get you to the base of GS12, which is roughly about 80, 90,000, 100,000, depending, of course, on the state base pay. That doesn't include the extra overtime that you can make on top of that. For officers, you can make an extra 45,000 on overtime. Our overtime is double time. So that's where you make your money. For the Border Patrol agents, they actually add on, I think it's called AUL, but it could be a different name. Don't quote me on that. And it's a percentage what they add instead of the overtime. So they add an extra percentage to your salary to cover those extra hours up ahead of time. So again, and it also depends on your locality pay. So your base pay plus overtime, locality pay, and you also get holiday pay if you work holidays. You get night differential, which is a night pay if you work nights, and then you also get extra if you work on Sundays. So coming in on the first year, within your first couple of years, you're automatically going to probably make over $100,000. That makes sense. So let's get started. So how do we get started? What do we do? How do we apply? I went ahead and I added this this screen, and all our announcements, including the non-uniform announcements, are going to be placed on usajobs.gov. A lot of different agencies, federal agencies, post their jobs there. So they you will apply on usajobs.gov. One of the great things, if you don't have a profile already, is to create your profile. You can upload your resume, actually create a federal format resume, upload other documents, have all your information on there. So when you apply, it will automatically fill that stuff in. So you can select your documents as well, whatever you want to attach or upload to your application. For example, as for the CBP officer position, a resume will be required. If you're using your education to qualify yourself, you would need your transcripts. If you're using just your work experience, then that information needs to be on your resume. If you're prior military, you can actually apply. We have a military announcement as well, or a veteran announcement. You would upload any documentation that will prove of your military status or history and stuff like that. So depending if you're still in the military or you're out of the military, those are the documentations that you would just upload. So CBP, they offer, retirement packages, health insurance, life insurance, and then work-life balance. They really are working really well and really good to try to give us a work-life balance, meaning in law enforcement, if you go back in the day, it was 24/7. You would never see your family. Unfortunately, crime is 24/7. So there isn't the crime that happens only Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. But they really are concentrate on keeping our officers happy. And of course, keep your officers happy, that means that they will stay a little longer. They do offer a lot of different programs, try to get you to work better shifts, locations, try to get you to transfer to different locations, because we're all over the United States. So if you start your career in a different state that is home, you have that opportunity to transfer, to trade with someone, opportunities for you to work in a different state as well on a temporary basis too. So a lot of great opportunities within Customs and Border Protection. It's a law enforcement position on the federal side. We're all over the United States. And you're doing something for your country. You're protecting the place that you live in. So one of the things that I will emphasize is that get your resume updated, start adding stuff, or updated, create an account on your USA Jobs. I would recommend to also just create another resume. Check out what format they set it up as, and you can compare both and see and modify and see which one you like better. We don't require a federal format, but it's always good to see how they put their information on the resume. Join our talent network. Our talent network, I don't know why they call it talent network, but what it is that I'll give you the link in the next slide. You can put your information in there, select what positions you're interested in, and receiving information on most positions as well. It's kind of like an automated thing from our website that will send you information. And then I'm also going to include our email address. So if you have any questions after the session, or you're ready to apply, or anything, you can always email us and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. But once you get your application in and you get started, you want to make sure you stay on top of all your emails. Everything is done electronically. As you guys can see nowadays, here we are in a virtual platform. So the link to our talent network, that's the little bit.ly at the bottom. If you don't get a chance to copy that now, go ahead and Ms. Maury is going to record this. You could always review it at a later time. You can join our talent network there and then select the positions that you'd like information on. Our recruitment office, that's our phone number right now, right there, our 3100, and then you just press 5 and it takes you to the recruitment office. we're still sort of working in and out of the office with COVID schedule. We should be resuming soon. But if anything, we don't answer, we don't get back to you soon, please send us an email, CBP Recruiters Los Angeles at cbpdhs.gov. We monitor that that mailbox. You should get a response between 3 to 4 days or so. So I usually like to leave it open for questions. That's how we learn more about what you're interested in. I would love to clear any misconceptions that the agency has, because we do have a lot of that as well. And yeah, we'll go ahead and open it up for questions. So I'll just stop sharing my screen now. And Ms. Maury could also email you all this information later as well. I'm going to send her other links with some videos that we have put together.
Great. Thank you so much.
I know it's a lot of information.
A lot of great information. There's a little bit of that background noise still going on. I don't know why, but let's just stop the recording here, and we'll go ahead and move forward with our program.